Hey, welcome back to the channel. Bamburgh Castle rises above the Northumberland coastline, and even from a distance, it completely dominates the landscape below. Once you get closer to the walls, the scale of the place becomes much more obvious. This wasn't designed to look welcoming, it was designed to project strength and control. Bamburgh Castle has a history stretching back thousands of years, and over time it became one of the most important strongholds in the Kingdom of Northumbria. Whilst I have your attention, if you enjoy exploring historic places like this, I've also visited other castles and abandoned abbeys on my channel. So subscribe to AspieTravels and consider joining as a channel member as well, as it really helps support the channel. When I was walking through the castle, you get a sense of how many different periods of history are layered into one place. Medieval warfare, royal politics, Victorian restoration, and centuries of everyday life all overlap here. One of the more interesting things connected to Bamburgh Castle is its role during the War of the Roses. The castle became one of the first castles in England to suffer major damage from cannon fire, showing how gunpowder warfare was beginning to change castle defence forever. Standing underneath these huge walls, strange to think that artillery eventually made fortifications like this vulnerable. Inside the exhibitions, there's quite a lot about food and daily life inside the castle, whereas like bread formed a major part of the medieval diet, although the type of bread that people ate depended heavily on social status. Poorer occupants would often eat bread made from barley, while wealthier residents had access to finer wheat bread. Beer was also consumed daily by many people living here, because it was often safer to drink than untreated water. Hunting was closely connected to wealth and status, and large feasts would have been an important display of power and influence inside the castle. Some of the kitchens there had fireplaces large enough to roast entire animals, which gives you some idea of the scale that these events could reach. The location of Bamburgh Castle is a huge part of what makes it so impressive. From the walls, you can see right across the coastline, and it's easy to understand why this position was strategically important for centuries. A lot of what the castle visitors see today is thanks to the Victorian industrialist Lord Armstrong, who restored Bamburgh rather than allowing it to disappear into ruin. His restoration work helped preserve one of the most recognisable castles in Britain. There's also no shortage of legends connected to Bamburgh Castle. Stories of battles, hauntings, sieges, and royal connections all add to the atmosphere of the place. And honestly, with the wind hitting the walls and the North Sea stretching out below, Bamburgh still feels much more like a fortress than a museum. Even after hundreds of years, it still feels powerful.
Making our Christmas memories. I've been working so much lately, I can barely find the time to sleep. Yeah, I spend my time running around, keeping people pleased. But this is my favorite holiday. It's a chance to start over new. 'Cause I missed you, so I'm letting go of everything but you. These are the good times with you. Baby, this year it's just gonna be you and me. Hang by the fire and chill. Isn't this how it's supposed to be? Making our Christmas memories. Oh, and I've been longing to hold you close. Forget about everyone else. Isn't this how it's supposed to be? Making our Christmas memories. Oh, oh. house with Christmas lights, so you should come back home to me. And when we wake up in the morning, I'm gonna play those carols that you love. We'll be singing all the melodies until the sun comes up. These are the good times with you. Baby, this